Halloween night. For most, it's a time of costumes, laughter, and harmless fun. But for one family, it became a night they would never forget. A night that would change everything. It started like any other Halloween. A chill in the air, the soft crunch of leaves beneath their feet as they approached the house. They had heard stories about this place. Warnings from locals to stay away. Some even called it cursed. But like many before them, curiosity got the better of them. They told themselves it was just a story. An old house with an old legend. What harm could it do to take a look? They would be in and out before anyone noticed. They didn't know that once you step inside this house, something changes. Something you can't see. You feel it before you hear it. The air feels heavier, like you've crossed some invisible threshold. Some say it's the house itself, watching, waiting. Others claim that those who enter never truly leave. Either way, what happened next has haunted their family for generations. What they found inside is something they've never spoken of. Not to their friends, not to their neighbors. But the story has lived on, whispered in hushed tones. And now, on this night, you will hear it for yourself. This is their story. It was the perfect house, or so they thought. A quiet place to escape the bustle of the city, with plenty of space for their two kids to run free. But like many places with history, this one had secrets, secrets that would make their dream of a new life a waking nightmare. The house had stood for over 100 years, abandoned for nearly half of that time. Its previous occupants had disappeared without a trace, leaving everything behind. The locals spoke of strange occurrences, lights that would flicker on in the dead of night, whispers carried on the wind, and figures seen lurking in the shadows. They didn't know it at the time, but this house, this very place, had a history. A history that would soon reveal itself, piece by piece. For the children, the house was more than just a place to sleep. It was something alive. Something that watched them from the corners, something that made the walls groan and the floorboards shift beneath their feet. It began with small things, barely noticeable at first. A spoon, spinning on its own. A door that wouldn't stay shut. A cold draft that seemed to come from nowhere, sending chills down their spines. At first, the family brushed it off. Strange sounds. Cold spots. Things moving in the night. They told themselves it was just the wind, or the house settling. But as the days passed, the occurrences became impossible to ignore. Up until this point, they had chalked everything up to the quirks of an old house. But in the attic, they would find something that would make them question everything. Something they were never meant to see. They had uncovered the truth. This was no ordinary house. It had taken others before. And it wasn't done yet. But the worst was yet to come. Have you ever experienced something unexplainable in your own home? Comment below with your story, if you dare. The diary held more than just memories. It was a record of the horrors that had taken place within these walls. Each page told a story of terror, of families who vanished without a trace. All on the same night. The more they read, the more they understood. They weren't alone in the house. Something, or someone, was still there, watching, waiting. Just as it had done before. But by then, it was already too late. The house had claimed others before. And it wasn't done yet. As the night deepened, so too did the darkness within the house. What had begun as mere disturbances transformed into full-blown terror. The house was waking up. It wasn't just the whispers anymore, the house had begun to lash out, manifesting its anger. But the house wasn't going to let them go that easily. It wanted them to stay. Forever. The house was alive, and it was angry. The walls whispered secrets of the past, and with each scream of the floorboards, it drew closer. In that moment of horror, the family realized the truth. The house had claimed another soul, and they were next. With Anna missing and the house revealing its true nature, the family had no choice but to confront the malevolent force that had haunted them from the start. The house was no longer just a building, it was a predator, hungry and relentless. But the real horror awaited them below. With each passing moment, the darkness grew bolder, revealing its monstrous nature. The house had fed on their fears, trapping their souls to keep them from escaping. In that moment of unity, love triumphed over darkness. But the battle was not yet won. The house would not relinquish its grip so easily. Its hunger remained, and the family had awoken a fury that could not be contained. But the house has its own rules. It doesn't just haunt you. It consumes you. And once you're inside, there's no getting out. But the house has one final trick to play. But the house would not let go easily. It clawed and raged, refusing to relinquish its prey. Yet, the cycle would continue. As the house reset, it sought new souls to ensnare, ready for its next victims. The house waits. Its hunger insatiable, always ready for the next unsuspecting occupants. And so, the house waits for its next victims. The house has its next victims. But this time, it may not let go so easily. Wow, what a chilling story. If you think you could survive a night in that house, comment below with what you would do if you found yourself in such a terrifying situation. And remember, those of you who dare to enter the comments section, share your own haunted experiences. We want to hear your stories, every unexplained noise, every shadow in the corner, every feeling of dread that has ever gripped you. Your experiences might be the key to understanding the unknown and could inspire our next terrifying tale. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future terrifying stories. Trust me, you won't want to miss what we have coming next. And stay tuned, because next time, we'll dive into another horrifying true story you won't believe. You'll want to be the first to hear about it, so make sure you're subscribed. Until then, remember, there are mysteries lurking in the darkness, and not everything can be explained. And if you hear whispers in the night, just know, it could be the house calling for you.